Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. Good morning to all the students. Today we will discuss very important current affairs of 10th of December 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important and the most important current affair. So watch this video till last. But I am requesting you all the students that you have to download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, log in with the email ID. Then click on this Crack Current Affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But how we are covering this current affair? We are providing you daily section. In the daily, you will see three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on daily basis. Next is the weekly section. Again, you will receive three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. Most important section is the monthly, and we are providing four type of PDFs. One is detail, second is question and answer format, third is best 100 current affair that is also provided in the form of question and answer, and fourth one is pocket PDF. It means 2-liners and the 3-liners current affair will be provided to you so that you can revise these current affairs in quick format before your exam. But to enhance your performance further, we are providing 20 most important topic wise PDF. It means if you want to cover one particular topic, then you can use this topic wise PDF. If you are a banking student, we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section. But all these three things are only related to banking and economy. And you can attempt this quiz only on our application on monthly basis. If you want to cover all the past current affair of 2021 just from single PDF, then you can use this exam PDF. We are providing detailed budget and economic survey. Expected question and answer will be provided to you so that you can recall that examiner can make these type of questions from budget and economic survey. If you are appearing for your respective state exam, then we are also providing you state current affair, and we are covering every state and union territory. So all these things comes under only one subscription. You have to just download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, log in with the email ID, then click on this Crack Current Affair section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But if you're a new student, you're just starting your preparation, then I am advising you to subscribe for 2 years. And we are providing 10% extra discount on both subscriptions if you use this code ASH10. And if you have any query, you can email us or you can call us on this number or email ID. So let's start 10th of December 2021 current affairs. But first of all, you have to like this video, you have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform, and join our Telegram group from the description box link. So here's the first question. Who is the most powerful woman in India according to Fortune India list? So this is the most important question. Yesterday we did a question about Forbes most powerful 100 world women. But we are now talking about Fortune India list, and we are talking about most powerful women in India. And answer of this question is Nirmala Sitharaman. So C is the answer. So Fortune India recently released the list of most powerful women in India 2021, in which Union Minister, you can say Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, under Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs, ranked number 1. But you have to remember the second rank basically goes to Reliance Foundation's chairperson and Goodwill Ambassador Neeta Ambani. So second rank goes to Neeta Ambani, and third rank goes to Soumya Swaminathan. Third rank goes to Soumya Swaminathan, Chief Scientist of the World Health Organization. So third rank goes to Soumya Swaminathan. So you can see here Neeta Ambani ranked second most powerful woman by India, and it is basically by Fortune India. And you can also see here the list. Nirmala Sitharaman is on the first, Union Ministry, Ministry of Finance. Neeta Ambani is on the second, Reliance Foundation Chairperson and Goodwill Ambassador. Soumya Swaminathan, Chief Scientist of the World Health Organization. Fourth basically goes to Kiran Majumdar Shah, Chief Executive Chairperson of the Biocon, very important pharmaceutical company. So you have to just remember the first two, because first two can be asked by examiner. And you can also remember recently Forbes also released most powerful world 100 women list, and in this list the top position in India goes to again Nirmala Sitharaman, but overall rank of Nirmala Sitharaman was 37th. So you can just remember. Moving to next question. Who is appointed as a new Chancellor of Germany? Most important question. Who is appointed as new Chancellor of Germany? And answer of this question is Olaf Scholz. So answer of this question is B. So the Parliament of Germany has appointed Olaf Scholz as the ninth post World War II, because World War II was basically happened in 1939 to 1945, and after 1945 Olaf is the ninth chancellor of the Germany, and he succeed Angela Merkel. I think all the students know the former chancellor of Germany was Angela Merkel, who retires from her services after 16 years, because she became the chancellor in 2005, and now in 2021 she retired. So it means she served as a chancellor for the time period of 16 years. And you can also remember Olaf Scholz, a member of the Social Democratic Party. He belongs to Social Democratic Party of Germany, and also with other alliance parties, like one party named as Greens, second is Pro-Business Free Democratic Party. Free Democratic Party, it means alliance government, SDP, Social Democratic Party, Green Party plus FDP, it means Free Democratic Party. So these parties basically formed a government, and Olaf Scholz becomes the new chancellor of the Germany. And you can also remember that previously he served as the vice chancellor as well as finance minister in this government under Angela Merkel. And you can also remember here is name Robert Habeck. Robert Habeck was elected as vice chancellor of the Germany. Remember, vice chancellor if examiner can ask, but otherwise most important thing is Olaf Scholz. And I think all the students know about Germany. Germany's capital is Berlin, and currency is euro. Moving to next question, you can also see here the picture of Olaf Scholz, who become the new chancellor of the Germany. So now we are moving to the very important question section. First of all, you have to like this video, you have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and join a Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the question. What is the name of India-Maldives joint military exercise which was recently held in Maldives? So first of all, you have to remember this exercise was happened in Maldives, and this is in between India and Maldives, and answer of this question is equivalent. So answer of this question is D. And what is the meaning of equivalent? Equivalent means friends. Equivalent means friends. So this is the 11th exercise between India and Maldives, and this is known as equivalent, and the exercise improves the synergy and interoperability between the armed forces of both the nations in terms of understanding transitional terrorism both on land at sea, conducting counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations, and sharing best military practices and experiences. So you have to remember the joint military exercise will also include cultural and sports activities to enhance defense cooperation and the bilateral relation. So definitely these type of exercises will improve the relationship between the India and Maldives, or you can say both the countries. And you can also remember about Maldives. Maldives capital is Malé. Capital is Malé. President is Ibrahim Mohammed Solih, and currency is Rufiya. Currency is Rufiya. So you can also remember. But you can also remember the other exercises here, like Shakti exercise. This is a navy exercise between India and France. India and France. Next is Konkan Shakti. Again, this is exercise between India and United Kingdom. United Kingdom, because we are talking about Konkan. Konkan is basically coastal area of, you can say, from Mumbai to Goa. This is known as Konkan. Next is Samundar Shakti. Samundar Shakti is again navy exercise between India and Indonesia. So you can also remember the other exercises. So this is 11th edition. You have to remember the number. Exercise equivalent 21 between India and Maldives, and it begins at you can say Kadadu Island, and it is situated in Maldives. Don't remember the name of the island, just remember it happened in Maldives. Next is, who is signed as a brand ambassador of Byju's to promote the Disney Byju early learning application? So Byju recently announced a two-year partnership with Olympic medalist Neeraj Chopra as well as PV Sandhu as brand ambassador for the Disney Byju learning application. So answer of this question is both B and C. D is the answer. And you all know Neeraj Chopra is javelin thrower, and he is also a gold medalist, and badminton player PV Sindhu as a bronze medalist from 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Bronze medal in 2020 Olympics, and Neeraj Chopra, you all know, gold medal in the javelin throw and in the 2020 Olympics. And Disney Byju learning application has taken Disney licensed characteristics for its early learning application for the younger children aged between 6 to 8 years. So it means by using the cartoon characteristics, they can basically provide the learning things to the students between age 6 to 8. So that's why this is known as Disney Byju's early learning application. And brand ambassador is Neeraj Chopra and PV Sindhu. But you can also remember about Baiju, very important group here. Baiju was established in 2011. Its founder is Baiju Ravindran, and headquarter is in Bengaluru. And recently, Baiju acquired online exam preparation platform that is known as Grade Up. This was acquired by Baiju in September 2021. Moving to next question. So you can also see here the picture of Neeraj Chopra. Next is, which company launched X-ray space telescope to unlock secrets of black hole? Again, very important question. And this space agency is NASA. So answer of this question is C. So US Space Agency NASA launched a new imaging X-ray Polymetry Explorer X-ray space telescope, which is known as IXPE. IXP stands for Imaging X-ray Polymetry Explorer, and this is the name of the X-ray space telescope, and it is to unlock the secrets of extreme cosmic objects. So you can also see here, this is the type of this telescope, and this is launched with Falcon 9 rocket, and this is known as IXPE. I already told you it is Imaging X-ray Polymetry Explorer X-ray space telescope. And you can see here, NASA launched the new Imaging X-ray Polymetry Explorer X-ray telescope, and it is to unlock the secret of extreme cosmic objects. And the project is a collaboration between the NASA as well as the Italian Space Agency, and it is to explore the journal and the quantum effects in the extreme environments, and it is also to determine the radiation processes of specific cosmic X-ray sources, and it is the first mission that will map the polarization of many of these objects. But what is the meaning of this polarization? Remember, polarization is a property of light that holds clues to the environment from which the light originates. So this is polarization. So just remember, what is IXPE? IXPE stands for Imaging X-ray Polymetry Explorer, and this is going to explore some of the most extreme and mysterious objects in the universe, including black holes. And the event is basically very important for the NASA because it will definitely explore some of the secrets about the black hole. So remember about NASA, new administrator is Bill Nelson. And you can also remember CNSA is a Chinese space agency, ESA is European Space Agency, and JAXA is Japan Space Agency. Next question is, India won how many gold medals? Only I am talking about gold medals at Asian Youth Para Games. So first of all, you have to remember this Asian Youth Para Game was hosted by which country? This was hosted by Bahrain. So first of all, you have to remember the hosting country. Second, total medals of India. Total medals, India won 41. But out of 41, total gold medals are, you can see here, this is 4th Asian Youth Para Games. It was hosted by Bahrain in December 2021. And India won total gold medals 12. So answer of this question is A. A is the answer. And total medals are 41. Out of 41, 12 are gold, 15 are silver, and 14 are you can say bronze. And the event is basically organized by very important organization, National Paralympic Committee, NPC, National Paralympic Committee, and this is of Bahrain, with support of the local government. So you can see here, this is the 4th Asian Youth Para Games, Asia's biggest event held in the Rifa city, and this is in Bahrain. You can also remember exact name of the city. This is Rifa city, and this is the 4th edition. But if examiner will ask about 5th edition, then it will be held in Tashkent, the capital of Uzbekistan, and it will be held in 2025 after the gap of 4 years. So over 700 athletes from around 30 countries participated in this event. You can remember the hosting country, total India's medal, and the gold medals. This is very, very important. And what is Asian Paralympic Committee? This is again very important. Asian Paralympic Committee, headquarters is in Dubai. President is Majid Rashid. You can skip the name of the president. You have to just remember the headquarters. Headquarters is in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So remember, gold medal at 12 and total medals are 41. Next is, which state launched the milk price incentive scheme? Again, very important question. And this is just to provide some of the incentive related financial incentive to the milk producers. And this scheme is basically started by Uttarakhand. So answer of this question is C. So the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Pushkar Singh Dhammiji, launched the milk price incentive scheme in Dehradun. Especially for Uttarakhand student, you have to remember this is launched from Dehradun. And the scheme is aimed to provide incentives benefit around 53,000 people of Uttarakhand. And the state of government is targeting to spend almost 440 crore rupees to open 500 milk sale center in Uttarakhand. So you can see here, Uttarakhand Chief Minister launched milk price incentive scheme, and it will benefit over 50,000 people, and exact figure is 53,000, you can say, people in the state of Uttarakhand. And it is a direct bank transfer scheme. The amount under the scheme would go directly into the accounts of the beneficiaries through their linked bank accounts. It means some incentive will be provided to the milk producer, and it is a direct benefit transfer scheme. It means the amount will be directly transferred to the accounts. And the scheme is aimed to provide incentives benefiting around 53,000 people of the Uttarakhand. And the dairy sector is very important for India because the dairy sector accounts 4.2% of the national gross domestic product. So very important. And India is the world's largest milk producer, while the state of Uttar Pradesh is India's top milk producing state and accounting almost 18% of total India's production. UP is the largest milk producing state all over India. And you can also remember Uttarakhand Chief Minister is Pushkar Singh Dhami, and Uttarakhand Governor is Gurmeet Singh. Gurmeet Singh. Moving to next question. Which bank has tied up with the National Payment Corporation of India to launch first credit card on the card payment network RuPay? Because I think all the students know that RuPay platform basically belongs to National Payment Corporation of India. So if any bank want to use the RuPay, then you have to tie up with the National Payment Corporation of India. And this is the first time that this bank tied up with the National Payment Corporation of India. And answer of this question is Bank of Maharashtra. So A is the answer. So very simple question, that Bank of Maharashtra has tied up with the National Payment Corporation of India to launch its first credit card on card platform network RuPay, which is named as, the card named as Bank of Maharashtra Platinum RuPay Contactless Debit Card. And the card will be protected against card counterfeiting, card skimming, and other online frauds under the liability cover. And the benefit of the credit card include reward points for every rupees 100 spent, fuel surcharge, and the card also has card liability cover, wherein the customers will have zero liability post reporting of the fraud. But you don't have to remember the rewards, you don't have to remember the insurance things. You have to just remember this Bank of Maharashtra is tied up with the NPCI so that they can use or they can launch this credit card with the help of the RuPay platform. Remember, moving to next question. Which company partnered with Invest India? Which company partnered with Invest India to launch India Startup Innovation Challenge? Again, very important. But these type of the startup is to develop the solutions of Internet of Things and also the 5G. That's why all the options are relating to telecom companies. So answer of this question is Bharti Airtel, or C is the answer. So Bharti Airtel or Airtel and Invest India, which is National Investment Promotion and Facilitation Agency, jointly launched Airtel India Startup Innovation Challenge, and it is for the startups to develop solutions in 5G as well as in Internet of Things. And the startups will gain access to the Airtel's core platform strengths of data, distribution, network, and payments under this program. It means who want to start a new thing, then they can access or they can use the Airtel infrastructure. And under this Startup Innovation Challenge, early stage technology companies are being invited to demonstrate differentiated solution areas such as 5G, you can say Internet of Things, cloud computing, and digital entertainment. So India has emerged as the third biggest or the third largest startup ecosystem in the world after United States of America and China. Third rank goes to basically India. So in addition to that, the startups get access to Airtel global partner ecosystem and advisory from the Airtel executive team. That's why this challenge is basically known as Airtel India Startup Innovation Challenge, that Airtel will help those startups who want to demonstrate differentiated solution in the 5G, cloud computing, Internet of Things, and digital entertainment. So just remember about Airtel, it was established in 1995. Chairman is Sunil Bharti Mittal. Sunil Bharti Mittal. But you can also remember about Invest India. Invest India basically established in the year of 2009, and it is a non-profit venture under the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade under Ministry of Commerce and Industry under Government of India. Moving to next question. Which country has unveiled a model for hypersonic weapon prototype, namely as HyCore? So you have to just remember the keyword HyCore, which is a hypersonic missile or hypersonic weapon, and this is launched by, recently unveiled by South Korea. So answer of this question is A. So the Agency for Defense Development under South Korea's Ministry of Defense has unveiled a model for a hypersonic weapon prototype. It is just a prototype, and it is named as HyCore, and it is basically inaugurated through an animated video. So the design is showcased and also some features showcased, but it is just a prototype, and it is launched by South Korea, and its testing is expected to begin in the year of 2022. So you can also see here, this is the image of HyCore, and this is a hypersonic missile. What is the meaning of hypersonic missile? Hypersonic missiles are capable of traveling faster than Mach 5. Mach 5 means 5 times the speed of sound. So HyCore is a ground-launched cruise missile with two-stage solid-fueled rocket and scramjet engine. And they can be launched from the surface, they can be launched from submarine or by aircraft, or often have extremely long ranges. So this is hypersonic missile. And India is also working with Russia on the development of BrahMos 2. BrahMos 2. BrahMos is basically a joint venture of India and Russia, and this name came from the Brahmaputra and the Moskova river of Russia. And BrahMos 2 will have a speed of Mach 7. It means 7 times the speed of sound. So this is very good thing, and it will be operationalized between 2025 to 2028. So this can be launched in the year of 2025 to 28, and it is a joint venture between India and Russia. But you have to remember, HyCore, it is a hypersonic missile or weapon, and it is unveiled by South Korea, but it will be tested in the year of 2022. Very simple question. Next is highlights of the 5th bi-monthly monetary policy report of financial year 21-22. So very important, because Reserve Bank of India 6-member monetary policy committee released a 5th bi-monthly monetary policy report statement for the financial year 22. Remember, this is the 5th bi-monthly monetary policy. This is for the month of December and Jan, because after that Feb and March, it means the last bi-monthly report of financial year 22, this is the 6th and this is 5th. So we are talking about 5th bi-monthly report. And RBI kept the rates unchanged, maintained status quo for the 8th consecutive time. It means RBI not change any rate of interest. So you can see here, policy repo rate is same like 4%, reverse repo is same 3.35%, MSF is same like 4.25%, bank rate 4.25%, because these are same, and cash reserve ratio again 4%, SLR is 18%. So this is same, and this is 8th consecutive time that RBI not changed any rate of interest. And Monetary Policy Committee has also retained India's real gross domestic product growth. It means GDP growth projection of financial year 22 is 5%. This is most important question which examiner can ask, that how much growth rate is predicted by RBI. So this is 5%. So you have to remember. And RBI specially decided to continue with an accommodative stance to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on the economy. And RBI also predicted, this Monetary Policy Committee also predicted consumer price index or retail inflation projected at 3% at the financial year 22. You can remember, the inflation is predicted by Monetary Policy Committee is 3%. So RBI also plans to launch UPI based payment product for the feature phone users. So this is very important, because RBI has decided to launch a unified payment interface based payment product for the feature phone users to increase digital penetration of financial services and support them to transact digitally without access of smartphone or reliable internet services. So this can be launched by RBI. And RBI also increase in the UPI transaction limit, because to further encourage the use of UPI by retail investor, RBI also proposed to enhance the transaction limit for payments through UPI for retail direct scheme and IPO applications from rupees 2 lakh to 5 lakh. 2 lakh to 5 lakh. And the transaction limit in the UPI system was recently enhanced from 1 lakh to 2 lakh. In March 2020, RBI enhanced this, but now they are thinking about to increase again from 2 lakh to 5 lakh. So these are basically the Monetary Policy Committee important points. So you have to just remember all the points which I told you. Otherwise, examiner can ask question from each line. Moving to next question. General Vipin Rawat, very saddened news. India's first Chief of Defence Staff passed away. Very saddened news, and very unfortunate incident. Very brave man. And General Vipin Rawat, India's first Chief of Defence Staff, passed away. And General Vipin Rawat was one on board on the Indian Air Force Mi-17 V5 helicopter, which was one of the best helicopter. And You have to just remember the number if you are appearing for any exam, Mi-17 V5 helicopter. And he was traveling along with his wife Madhulika Rawat and 11 other defense personnel, while Indian Air Force Group Captain Varun Singh is lone survivor of this crash. So you can just remember the name. And you can remember he topped during his military training and was awarded the Sword of Honor at the National Defense College and the Indian Military Academy. And he was 63-year-old and he was born on 16th of March. So you have to remember the exact date because examiner can ask. In 1958 in the state of Uttarakhand, he belongs to the Uttarakhand. And he was awarded so many awards like Param Vishisht Seva Medal, Param Vishisht Seva Medal, Uttam Yuddha Seva Medal, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, Yuddha Seva Medal, Sena Medal, and Vishisht Seva Medal, and so on. The awards goes on. And he was appointed as India's first Chief of Defense in the year of 2019. And as per the new military rules, a CDS can serve till the age of 65, or all the three armed forces chief have a tenure of 3 years and 62 years, whichever is earlier. So remember, CDS maximum time period can be the 65 years, but all three armed forces like Navy, Army, and you can say Air Force, the time period is 3 years or maximum age can be the 62 years, whichever is earlier. So you can just remember. Moving to the important questions, but you have to like this video, you have to share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform and join our Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the question from the picture. Union Minister of Rural Development and you can say Panchayati Raj, Giriraj Singh Ji, launched a report titled as Localization of Sustainable Development Goals through Panchayati Raj Institutions. So it means we have to achieve the sustainable development goals with the help of the panchayats or the local government. So you can see here, the report has various guidelines to attain sustainable development goals, which will act as a roadmap for the development in the Panchayati Raj. It means by achievement of the sustainable development goals, we can also develop the panchayats, and with the help of panchayats, we can also achieve the sustainable development goals. So on this occasion, Giriraj Singh Ji launched 2 dedicated dashboards. One is Gram Panchayat Development Plan Monitoring Dashboard. So this dashboard is specially designed to monitor the progress of Gram Panchayat development plans in various Gram Panchayats. Next is Training Management Portal. So this portal is aimed to provide various training and capacity building programs for the elected representatives and functionaries of the Panchayati Raj institutions. Because in 2015, the United Nations General Assembly fixed 17 sustainable development goals to be attained by the year of 2030. So you have to remember about Ministry of Panchayati Raj. You can see here the picture of Giriraj Singh Ji. Giriraj Singh Ji constituency is Begusrai. Begusrai is in Bihar. Moving to next question. So we are moving to the one-liner important point. Here is the first point. India wins 41 medal at Asian Youth Para Games. We already covered this question that this was hosted by Bahrain. Next, Bank of Maharashtra and NPCI tied up to launch a RuPay credit card, and this is the first time that Bank of Maharashtra is launching this RuPay credit card. Next, Aviva Life Insurance launches life insurance plan Nivesh Bima. You have to just remember this keyword, Nivesh Bima. And it is a non-linked, non-participating individual saving life insurance plan providing guaranteed money back at every 5 or the 5th year of policy, and in addition to lump sum amount of at maturity. And it also offers features as a fixed benefit payout on maturity or death, limited premium saving term, and option to enhance the coverage through an add-on accidental death benefit along with the tax benefit. So you have to just remember Aviva Life Insurance and Nivesh Bima. And you can, if you can remember, you can remember about Aviva Life Insurance that its headquarters is in Gurugram. Next, 11th edition of India and Maldives Joint Military Exercise Equivalent held in Maldives. You can remember, we already covered this question. Pushkar Singh Dhami ji launched milk price incentive scheme in Uttarakhand, especially in Dehradun. It was launched, and 53,000 milk producers will be benefited about this scheme. And next is International Anti-Corruption Day 2021, observed on 9th of December. You can see here the picture, and it is to raise awareness of corruption and you can say of the role of the United Nations Convention on combating and preserving corruption. So you can just remember this day is observed on 9th of December every year because the United Nations has set up a global task force on corruption to reinforce one United Nations approach to support in combating corruption. And what is the theme? Theme is your right, your right, your role, say no to corruption. Say no to corruption. This is the theme. Your right, your role, say no to the corruption. Moving to the question of the day, what was the question of 9th of December 2021? Which of the following is not included in the government securities? So very simple question. Answer of this question is debenture. Answer of this question is B. Because debenture is a medium to long-term debt instrument used by the large companies to borrow money at a fixed rate of interest. But promissory note, bearer bonds are safe and government cannot be defaulter, but debentures can be defaulter. So that's why this is just issued by the large companies to borrow money at a fixed rate of interest. So it can be lapse. So answer of this question is B, and debentures are sometimes risky. So that's why this cannot be included in the government securities. So answer of this question is B. So moving to the question of the day, what is the question? Government policy to raise income by additional taxes and allocation of expenditure is called. What is the term used for the expenditure and revenue? So you have to tell me only in the comment box. I am waiting your answer. Please like this video. Please share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform. Join a Telegram group from the description box link, and you can also press this bell button for the official notifications. And this is a Fierce Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. Don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy like this smiley. Thank you guys. Take care and bye-bye.